Can I ask everybody to please take their seat before we begin? Thank you. We're now joined by the Orlando Pirates head coach, Coach Jose Riveiro. Coach, welcome. Just to kickstart things for us, please just take us through a brief summary of the match today.
Good evening. It was almost the game that we expected. Somehow, we try to convince ourselves to have a strong beginning of the game, and we did it. Obviously, I'm not going to say we planned to score 2 goals early in the game. That's too much. It's a consequence of many things, but we were really accurate in the beginning. We got the lead nice and early in the game, and that's it gives you obviously a good advantage, a boost of confidence as well. Opponent a little bit not lost, but trying to find their space on the field. So a fantastic script is the word for us to play from there, to try to minimize their strengths, to force them to do what we wanted to do, knowing that they can still do it in a really good way. It's a team very well organized, coach, and full of talent, quality. Opportunities even to increase the lead. I think the advantage in the first half, we have at least 2 really good transitions as well. Extraordinary the work that everybody was doing on the field in the first period. Second period, we knew it's going to be tough, it's going to be demanding, it's going to demand exactly what we are. We are a serious team. We are a team with capacity to be resilient, to suffer. We do our job, and that's what we show in the second period of the game. Although they managed to score 1 goal and create a little bit of uncertainty, because in the end this is football. But I have the feeling that most of the times in the second half I was watching the same action again and again and again, and we didn't have so much problems to control the game, because we are a serious team, and that's why we managed to get the result that we were looking for.
We're now open for questions from the floor. Do you have any questions? Noted. What's that here?
It's about the match, the question.
Yes.
No, because before the match I didn't get a single question about the match in the press conference.
So about the match.
Just in case.
Yeah, look, when you look at the game you played in Pretoria, you had a lot of possession, more possession than Sundowns. Today it was the opposite. How much did the outcome of the first leg influence how you prepared for this particular game?
Obviously, every time you especially when you play against good teams like Sundowns. Sundowns is not a joke. They put in the bar very high season after season, and this season is not exceptional. The amount of points that they have at this moment of the season, it's something probably unique. And every time we have the opportunity to play against teams like Sundowns in our league, is an opportunity to get better, because it's a challenge. It's difficult it's a team that you try to control them in some areas, as we used to do in each and every game, but they don't take so much time to find the solution. So we learn in the first game the same that we managed to learn a couple of things today. I'm sure they did as well, and hopefully this is not the last time that we meet this season. We still have the opportunity to meet again in 2 competitions, and if that happens, it's going to be a really good news for South African football. So happy with the development of the team today for our young players. Imagine what it means, this type of games, this type of exigence in the game for Mbokachi, for Nkota, for Rele as well, Radio. So it's all good. The result is fantastic. Obviously, we are here to get good results, and that's what everybody is expecting from us. But there's a lot of positive components in this game today, but also in the game that we lost in Pretoria, because having those sometimes, like disappointments as well, it's an opportunity for you to grow as a team and don't give up, and again show that, as you showed today, we are a serious team.
Coach, just depends. I don't know if it was a change on your behalf or maybe an administrative error, but we saw a lineup that had Radio Pane starting up top, and then it was changed to back three. Well, whether it was a mistake or a late change. Why did we go for the back three today specifically?
Why did we play with a back three?
Yeah, specifically.
Well, I'm not going to tell you all the reasons behind, obviously, because I think you are football experts as well. I think it's for you to analyze why we did it, what is the consequence of doing it, are we going to do it again? No. Football is a chess game sometimes. We as a coaches, we dream and we hope about making as much influence as possible, always trying to do a positive influence, and we came here today with a clear intention and ambition to win the match. We show it in the beginning of the game clearly that we didn't come just to have a walk in the park, and I think the guys executed in a very good way. Not having so much time to prepare the game, I think I'll give them a 10 out of 10 in the way they execute the game plan, and that little adjustment that we have in the defensive phase, defending with 3 center backs today. And about the first part of the question, I don't really know. Sorry.
Congratulations on the results, Coach. Coach from South Africa. When you went 2 goals up in the first around 10 minutes of the game, Coach, talk us through your feelings at that time. Are you still wary of the quality on the other side, or do you say that's exactly the start you needed for the game plan that you had today, and to also settle that back three of yours that was, like you said, setting up in a back three at short notice against a top opposition with 3 top forwards against them?
Marumo Gallants, Chipa United, Super Sport, Stellenbosch, a few days ago, in all of those games, we have 3 clear chances in the first 15 minutes to get the lead, all of them. And we didn't manage to do it. Today we did it. It's the only difference. We start in the games most of the times this season. Probably 1 year ago it was not the case, but this season we are starting the games really good. And today was the case. What was my feeling there? I wanted to finish the game immediately, obviously, but still you have to keep rowing for 80 minutes at least, and it's not going to be easy because these guys are going to take the ball and it's going to be difficult to take the ball away. So that on the day you're going to run, they have nothing to lose in that moment, so they have to start to take more risk, to play with more players in front of the ball all the time, with Mudau and with Modiba playing even ahead of Peter and Ikran, and accumulating a lot of. So that is coming a tough and busy 70-80 minutes for you. But if you ask me if that's what we were looking for a strong beginning of the game with no time for Sundowns to really think about what's going on, what's happening there. And obviously, if you are lucky enough to put the ball in the net and you do it twice, it's a big advantage. It gives you not time, but it's a different game. Suddenly, in 10 minutes, it's a different game. You're leading 2-0. You know that it's not about now sitting for 5-10 minutes and then it's done. You are not scoring after 70-80. It's still, like I said, 70-80 minutes to play. So there's a thin line between, and I think that's probably the best thing that we did today. After the 2-0, the team continue playing, continue building from Sipo. We divide one or two balls today with Mahopa, but because of the change in their pressing as well. But the team showed personality in that moment. Maybe in some other situations, 2-0 up against Sundowns, you don't want to know anything else about the ball. It's true that in the second half, we missed a little bit of, 2-3 passes in the transitions to try to create something else, to spend some time in their half, and we couldn't. But again, I think I'm like I guess every other person in the club and our fans. We have to be really proud of what these guys did today in terms of, again, football, but also resilience and showing that we are a very serious team.
I'll take the final 3 questions. Starting with that. Please ask the question.
Hi, Coach. Maxwell Hamilton from FM here. Would you say today's win has helped you with the points that you needed to keep up the battle with Sundowns?
Every point it's important in a league where it seems that there's one team who's going to finish close to 80 points probably in the end of the season. So obviously if you want to compete with them, there's no... when you look at the schedule, you cannot say to yourself, okay, here, if we get a point, it's fine. Or today, even playing against them, if we get a point, it's going to be all right. It's not. You have to always fight for the maximum points. Again, it's a pity that we're not arriving in this game with... Obviously, again, we're going to the space of the ifs, but still we have 4 games more to play than them. It could be nice to have those games played already, come here maybe, I don't know, even if we are 6-7 points behind them, even if we are not only 3 points, even just that little advantage will give to the game a different dimension, I'm sure, and it's going to speak more clear about our reality. The reality is that we have, how many points we have right now? A lot of points. I think it's, it's not frequent at this moment of the season with this amount of games. But if you only look at the gap, then maybe you can think the way that maybe people was thinking too much this week, that this is over and we're not doing well and all these things that you were asking me before the match instead of asking me about the match. And now we're here.
Jabulaniko from News 24. I know coaches say 3 points are the same, but what does beating a direct competitor in the championship do, especially in the home stretch which you have at
I said before the match is 3 points, but this type of games, people used to say is 6 points game, because obviously when we play, we get the result or not. You go to the locker room, you take your phone, you check, and you want to see that the teams that you are chasing didn't get the result. Today we know that we got the result immediately, and we know that the team that we are chasing didn't get the result. So it's an opportunity to reduce the distance, but again, still a long way to go. And again, we're playing against a team that is used to collect a lot of points, and I'm sure it's going to be a tight race if we are at the level that the challenge is asking, and that's what we need to prove from now until the end, that we are at the level that the challenge is asking to each and every team in the league, and we want to be there. Let's see if we are capable to do it, and if in the end of the season we are not, what are we going to do? We go again, and that's sport, that's football, that's life, and we are there. We're trying badly every week to do the job, and I'm so happy that again today we proved that we are a very serious team.
I will take the final question.
Congratulations on the result, Coach.
Thank you.
You played the better part of the match, basically the second half without a ball, but you still managed to keep them at bay. I mean, how much of that was put on knowing that it might happen on the day, came out the way you planned it? As well as the mind games that we see, the mind games or whatever, that one team uses the tunnel, the other one goes the back room. How much of that gets to be, in part of your mental strengthening of the players? Because we saw that happen.
But what is the question? It's about if it was planned to be so much time without possession, if it was planned.
Yes, I mean, we know, of course, that Sundowns is a ball-playing team.
Yeah.
Is it something that you prepared with your players that it might happen, that you might find yourself without the ball for the better part and still maintain the game and contain them as you did? Or, yeah.
It's so difficult to press high for long periods when you are playing with a back three, for reasons that I'm not going to explain now. But it's difficult. It's difficult to not lose height in every circulation of the opponent. If you are not, really, like, I don't know how to say. Sometimes you can see we didn't have so much time, and it was difficult to defend their second and the third circulation, and that's giving you are running a lot. They are not running much. They are more positional. They have the quality to do it. Obviously, the field today was super fast as well, so it helps them to circulate the ball in a curious way. They are good, and no. But like I said before, the intention in the second half, obviously, we are leading 2-0. We don't want to, or we know we're not going to be so much time on the ball, but where we were not perfect was the moment that we recovered the ball to, like I said, to try to find 2-3 passes and group a little bit higher, gain a little bit of height and defend even if we lose the ball. But it was still in the ball, transition, one pass, we lose the ball, we don't have time to move from the low block, and they are coming again, and there's an opponent, and credit to the opponent, because it was difficult, like I said, to do what we wanted to do in terms of our defensive height, but not because we wanted. Maybe people is watching the game and thinking, Pirates is parking the bus, and no, we're not parking the bus, but there's an opponent, they are good, and they push you to be there, you like it or not. And again, good job.
Thank you. That note, we reached the conclusion of our press conference.
Thank you.